What is up, guys? Citrus here with the Week 12 devlog for Spirit Seeker. Unfortunately, there's not much for me to really show you guys this week because a lot of the development that's been happening over the last 2 weeks has been behind the scenes, so to speak, and I'll talk a little later about what I mean exactly. But, you actually will see quite a difference here with the map going on, and that's because I've started tampering with, randomly generating a maze. And it's not like true generation right now, like this doesn't use the maze pieces I had before, which is the thing that looks very different. This looks much more spacious and open, and one of the reasons for that is because I haven't had the time to really work out a pathfinding algorithm, so what I did instead was I made different pieces that just kind of have enough openings in them that if I just randomly put a bunch of these tiles together, there will be a path through them. And so far, there are no enemies generated yet either. There is an objective, though. There will be an objective somewhere in this maze that I can go find, and that is randomly generated to kind of be somewhere in the back half of the maze. And that's all I've got for random generation so far. It's still going to be a work in progress. The pathfinding algorithm is going to be really difficult to figure out, but it's happening. So that is a cool thing to see because now there is random generation with the map itself. You're getting a different maze each time you play this game now. And that's something that's really cool, making it a little bit more fun to play again and again rather than just having the same path every single time. Maybe that's just something I appreciate a lot more because, I have to test this game, I have to play it over and over again, so now that I'm not just, oh, well, I'll take this path because it's the one I've taken the past 20 times I've played the game, and I know it'll work. So now I'm actually having to search for the objective a little bit instead of just knowing exactly where it is because I've play tested this enough times. And my movement may seem a little clumsier than usual, and that's because I'm not quite used to playing this with controller yet. And that's what I meant by behind the scenes, because one of the big things that happened in the past couple of weeks was I implemented controller support for this game. So now everything, the UI, the gameplay itself can all be done with controller, which I know anyone who playtests this game will probably appreciate because the mouse and keyboard setup was not the most popular, which, I enjoy mouse and keyboard a lot more. That's how I play a lot of my games. There's kind of just a select few I use controller for. But I know a lot of people like to use controller for absolutely everything, so this is a big thing that has been a long time coming, but it's finally here, it's finally working, and it's going to be very awesome when I'm able to present this to my peers at Dakota State University and be able to share, hey, I was able to actually get controller support going over the summer, so we don't need to worry about that. We can focus on more important things. But I can't seem to find the objective, and I don't know if that's because it didn't spawn or because... Oh, shoot. Okay, well, I will show you guys where the objective is, because, yeah, even if I can't find it, it's probably there, and I can just quickly go over to the scene view, and that'll display it. So, as you can see, it's actually just like the size of one tile. I actually thought it was bigger based on the last map, but when I looked at the prefab, yeah, no, it's exactly the size of one of the maze tiles. So it's quite small, pretty easy to miss as you're walking around, but, yeah, it does happen, and if I run this a few more times, you'll be able to see that it does kind of just show up in a random area in the back half of the maze. So yeah, it moved a little bit there. Now instead of it's a little bit forward now. But yeah, so that's how the random generation is going so far. It's rough. It's not perfect, but it exists, and it's progressing, and now controller support exists for the game. Both of those were kind of huge things, because now the game is starting to sort of shape up into the vision that I really presented to my peers at Dakota State University. So we're going in a good direction, but, work is really picking up this summer. I've had a lot of time off the past couple of weeks because the weather was bad, so I did have some time to work on this because of that, but I have no promises going forward. So updates will probably be spotty throughout the summer, but I'll get back into a consistent schedule once the school year starts again. Until then, that's kind of all I have for now, so thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your support thus far, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.